Welcome back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jelen. Today we have a comment sent in by Gary Whiteford. Gary, it must be catching up on old podcasts because he just viewed episode number 387 and said, hey, there's a better way to do that. Now, that was from last November, about 150 episodes ago. So if you don't remember, I was talking about how to build a mega formula. In yesterday's podcast, I had to take 3 columns to solve the problem sent in. Well, what if I want to do that in just one column now, combine all those formulas into one column? My tip for combining the formulas involves these steps. Our end formula refers to cell C1, so I'll go back to cell C1, hit the F2 key to put it in edit mode, and then copy everything except for the equal sign. Use Ctrl+C to copy, I'll escape to get out of edit mode, and then go back to where we have C1 in the original formula and use Ctrl+V to paste. This can get rather tedious, and Gary said, hey, there's a better way to do that. In this case, we have several instances of cell B1 in the formula. Let's go to B1 and use the exact same method you used before. Use F2 to go into edit mode, highlight all of the characters except for the equal sign, and copy. But now you select a couple of cells. You have to select a couple of cells, and we'll use edit replace. The fast way to use edit replace is Ctrl+H. Find what? We'll say that we want to find every occurrence of B1, replace with, I'll use Ctrl+V to paste, and do a replace all. And very quickly you'll see that Excel has now rewritten our formula. Anywhere that it had referred to B1 before, it's now pasted in the value B1. Now if we had any other terms, in this case, we're good, we're back to A1. If we had had any other terms, we could go through and use those steps again. So there you have it, 2 different ways to create a mega formula. My method from 387, where I actually would go in and use copy and then Ctrl+V to paste it into the formula, or Gary's method, where again he uses copy to get a piece of the original cell, goes back and uses edit replace. Now Gary pointed out you have to make sure that you select more than one cell when you do the edit replace. That's why we selected cell C1 and D1. If you had selected only one cell and did the edit replace, Excel would work on the entire worksheet, which is not what we want. Gary's other point is you have to make sure that B1 is unique. If we had had a reference to both B1 and B11, that would be a problem. You would have to correct cell B11 first and then B1. Otherwise, the replace of B1 would unfortunately get those B11 references as well. Thanks to Gary for sending that in. I'm sending out an Excel master pin to thank him for giving us a great new tip. If you have a tip or a question for the podcast, please feel free to drop us an email or leave a voicemail, and we'll get to you on a future podcast. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.